Picture this, a Saturday morning in April 2026, Houston, Texas. The sun is hammering the asphalt so hard you can see heat ghosts rising off the hoods of brand new trucks lined up like shiny dominoes on the lot. Wojak Hamster is standing there, his little paws sweating through his last clean shirt, whiskers twitching. That crinkled bag of buckwheat he always carries is shoved into his back pocket like a security blanket. He has been eating nothing but that buckwheat for 3 months straight, saving every dollar, skipping cigarettes twice a week, all for this moment. A salesman in a too-tight polo walks over, flashes a grin that could sell sand in a desert, and says the 4 words that are about to ruin Wojak's next 7 years. "Let me run numbers." Wojak nods. He cannot speak. His throat is dry. He smells that new car smell drifting from the open window of a Ram 1500 Bighorn, and something in his hamster brain clicks off. Logic exits. Dopamine takes the wheel. He reaches out and touches the hood. It is warm from the sun. Smooth. Perfect. For 3 seconds, Wojak Hamster feels like a different animal entirely. El Pepperoni is watching from across the street, leaning against his 2023 Camry with the $12 seat cover, sipping home-brewed espresso from a thermos. His pepperoni sombrero tilts slightly in the wind. He does not say a word. He just watches, because he has seen this movie 1,000 times, and the ending never changes. Now here is what Wojak does not know. That truck has a sticker price of $48,500. But by the time the dealership layers on the destination fee, the dealer prep, the documentation fee, and a paint protection package that costs them $11 but costs Wojak $499, the number quietly becomes $52,300. Wojak never sees that number. The salesman never says it. He only says one thing. $734 a month, buddy. That is less than $25 a day. You probably spend more on food. Wojak laughs. He does not spend more on food. He eats buckwheat. But the comparison makes him feel like this is reasonable. So he signs. His paw shakes as the pen hits paper. 72 months, 6 years, committed in 1.4 seconds. If you want to see what this one signature actually costs Wojak over the next 7 years, and trust me, the real number's going to hit you like a truck, subscribe right now, because what happens to that Ram before Wojak even parks it in his driveway is something no dealership in America will ever tell you. And right here, in this fluorescent-lit finance office that smells like carpet cleaner and broken promises, Wojak Hamster just made the single worst financial decision of 2026. He does not know it yet, but what that truck loses in value in the next 24 hours alone is more than Wojak makes in a month, and that is just the first cut. The second one goes deeper. Let me show you. Wojak drives off the lot. The odometer reads 11 miles. Wind in his whiskers. The stereo is playing something loud and proud and American. He feels invincible, but the math already started bleeding. By the time he pulls into his apartment complex, parks in his assigned spot, and takes a selfie, caption, "Dream Machine," that truck lost between 9 and 11% of its value. In dollars, that is roughly $4,700 to $5,700. Gone. Not stolen, not damaged, just gone. The molecules of new car smell evaporating through the vents are literally his money turning into air. You are probably thinking, every car loses value. That is just how it works. And you are right. But here's what you are missing. In 1996, Wojak's dad walked into the same dealership. Same brand, same salesman type, probably. He bought a new truck for $17,000. His income was $34,000. The truck cost half a year's salary. Painful, but survivable. His dad told little Wojak, "Just buy a truck, son. They hold their value." That advice made sense in 1996. In 2026, the average new car transaction price has crossed $49,000, while the average household income sits at $80,000. A new car now costs more than 60% of annual gross income. The advice did not age. The economy did. And Wojak followed a roadmap from a world that no longer exists. If this is clicking for you, if you are starting to see the gears of this machine, smash that like. It is free, takes half a second, and pushes this to one more person still trapped in the cycle Wojak just entered. Now, the real bleeding starts, because depreciation was just the appetizer. The main course is what the industry built around it. The auto industry figured out something powerful in the early 2000s. If you stretch the loan long enough, you can make any price look affordable. In 2005, the average auto loan was 60 months. By 2015, 68. Now, 84-month loans are the new normal. 7 years. That is longer than most American marriages. Longer than Wojak Hamster has held any job, but $734 a month sounds manageable, so nobody questions the total. Meanwhile, across town, Bonk Hooligan just pulled into a different dealership. His baseball bat rattles against the back seat every time he brakes. His eyes are wild, pupils the size of dinner plates, because he saw a TikTok 30 minutes ago about the electric Mustang, and his brain fired one word: faster. Bonk does not think in years. Bonk thinks in dopamine hits. He still has 11 payments left on a leased BMW 3 Series. Does not matter. We can roll your remaining payments into the new loan, says the dealer. Bonk does not understand what this means. He does not care. He hears new car today, and his bat-swinging paw is reaching for the pen. What actually happens? Bonk still owes $4,800 on the BMW. That debt does not vanish. It gets stapled to the Mustang's price. So now Bonk is paying $53,000 for a car worth $48,000. He is underwater before the engine starts. And the dealer is smiling because Bonk will be back in 18 months to do this exact thing again. El Pepperoni has a name for this loop. He calls it the hamster wheel trade-in. You owe more than the car is worth, so you roll the debt forward. The new car drops in value, so you owe more again. Roll it forward again. Infinity. 33% of all trade-ins in 2025 involve negative equity. 1 out of every 3 people at the dealership owed more than their car was worth, and every single one of them thought they were getting a deal. But the depreciation curve is not even the real enemy here. The real enemy is an army of invisible costs that Wojak will not notice for months. By the time he does, they will have eaten his paycheck from the inside out. Let us count what nobody counts. Wojak opens his mailbox on a random Tuesday. There is the insurance bill. Full coverage on a brand new $52,000 truck for a 31-year-old male with a 700 FICO in Texas. $228 a month. He shoves the envelope between the electric bill and a Taco Bell coupon. Next week, he fills the tank. The pump counter spins past $60, and Wojak thinks, this used to be $35 in my Corolla. The Ram gets 22 miles per gallon on a generous day. 15,000 miles a year at $3.65 a gallon equals $207 a month in gas. Then his phone buzzes. Text from the dealer. Scheduled service reminder. Oil change. $89 for full synthetic because the warranty demands it. Tire rotation. Brake inspection. Average first-year maintenance, $67 a month. Registration, property tax in his county, another $20 a month averaged out. Now add the Army together. $734 for the loan, $228 for insurance, $207 for gas, $67 for maintenance, $20 for registration. Total, $1,256. Every month, $15,072 a year, for an object that is actively shrinking in value while parked in his driveway. Wojak Hamster makes $55,000 a year. After federal, state, and FICA, he takes home roughly $42,000. $15,000 goes to the truck. That is 36% of his after-tax income. More than a third of every hour he works, every buckwheat dinner, every shivering cigarette break outside the office. More than a third goes to a machine that will be worth half its price in 4 years. He does not know this. He is in the Walmart parking lot right now, wiping a smudge off the hood with his sleeve, humming along to the radio. His phone buzzes. A text from his buddy. Sick truck, bro. Wojak smiles. For 3 seconds, everything feels worth it. Those 3 seconds cost him $12,000 in negative equity, and he is smiling. But there is a creature across town who spends $292 a month on transportation. Same salary, same company, same Tuesday meetings, and the difference between their futures is so violent it should be illegal not to teach it in school. El Pepperoni takes a slow sip of his espresso. The thermos is dented. The Camry seat has a small tear on the left side, covered with a $12 seat cover from Amazon. The air conditioning clicks when it first turns on. None of this bothers him, because El Pepperoni does not see a car. He sees a tool. A tool that moves him from point A to point B while his money moves somewhere else entirely. His monthly transportation cost, $292. $112 for insurance because the car's value is lower so the premium is lower. $140 for gas because the Camry gets 34 miles per gallon. $40 for maintenance. No loan payment, zero. He bought the car certified pre-owned with 31,000 miles for $19,800. Cash, one transaction. No finance office, no carpet cleaner smell, no shaking paws. The difference between El Pepperoni's $292 and Wojak's $1,256 is $964 a month, every single month. And El Pepperoni does something with that $964 that Wojak has never even considered. He splits it. $482 goes into his 401k, where his employer matches 50 cents on the dollar up to 6%. Free money, literally free money that Wojak leaves on the table every pay period because Wojak said, "I cannot afford to contribute right now." The other 482 gets divided between a Roth 1RA and a high-yield savings account, earning 4.8%. El Pepperoni also maxes out his HSA every January because he learned the triple tax advantage early. Money goes in pre-tax, grows tax-free, comes out tax-free for medical expenses. The only account in America that dodges taxes 3 times. Wojak does not know what an HSA is. He pays full price for his prescriptions. Now here is where the math turns into something that should keep Wojak up at night, except he does not know about it, so he sleeps fine in his apartment with the dollar-shaped water stain on the ceiling. Every dollar has 2 lives, the life you give it, and the life it could have lived. When Wojak spends $1,256 a month on his truck, he is not just spending money. He is ending a lineage. He is killing every future dollar that money could have created, because money, when invested, does not sit still. It breeds, it compounds, it multiplies in silence while you sleep. El Pepperoni built a concept for this. He calls it the Showroom Smell Tax. The Showroom Smell Tax is the total lifetime cost of choosing a new car over a reliable used car, measured not in what you spent, but in what you will never have. It includes the price difference, the interest difference, the insurance gap, the depreciation gap, and, most importantly, the investment returns you destroyed by not redirecting that money. $964 a month, invested in a simple index fund averaging 8% annually. After 10 years, approximately $178,000. After 20 years, roughly $573,000. After 30 years, over $1.2 million. Read that again. $1.2 million. That is the showroom smell tax on Wojak's Ram 1500. Not $48,000. Not $52,000 with fees. $1.2 million over a career. The price of that new car smell is a 7-figure retirement. And Wojak Hamster has no idea he is paying it. He is too busy armor-alling his dashboard to notice his future evaporating through the vents. You are probably thinking, 8% is optimistic. Fair. Drop it to 7. The 30-year number becomes 980,000. Drop it to 6. Still 741,000. Even at the most conservative estimate, the showroom smell tax on a single new car purchase is $750,000. There is no financial advisor on earth who would tell you to set $741,000 on fire, but that is exactly what a new car does in slow motion. El Pepperoni does this exercise every January. He calls it his annual autopsy. He sits down with his spreadsheet, inputs every line item, and calculates his showroom smell tax savings for the year. Last December, a coworker saw him doing it in the break room. Asked what it was. El Pepperoni showed him. The coworker, a guy who had just bought a brand new Tahoe, stared at the screen. 40 seconds of pure silence. Then 5 words. "I need to sell my car." He did not sell his car. They almost never do. But for 40 seconds, he saw the Matrix. And that 40 seconds of clarity is exactly what separates people who escape this trap from people who spend their whole life inside it. Because there is a moment, one single moment, where you either see the math or you look away. El Pepperoni never looked away. And the system has a word for people like him. Banks call El Pepperoni a deadbeat. That is their actual term, not slang. Official industry vocabulary. A deadbeat is someone who pays their balance in full every month, someone the bank cannot extract interest from, someone who uses credit cards for the cashback and rewards, then pays the statement balance before the due date, every single time. The bank makes almost nothing from El Pepperoni. He is their worst nightmare, a financially literate customer who understands the rules and refuses to play the game their way. Meanwhile, Wojak is what the industry calls a revolver, someone who carries a balance, someone who pays minimum payments, someone who revolves debt month after month after month, generating interest income for the bank with every rotation. The bank loves Wojak. The bank sends Wojak pre-approved credit card offers. The bank raises Wojak's limit without him asking. The bank wants Wojak to keep doing exactly what he is doing, forever. Think about that for a second. The system's insult for responsible people is deadbeat. The system's favorite customer is the one drowning in debt. This is not a flaw. This is architecture. And the auto industry is the largest on-ramp to that architecture in America. Now let us talk about the invisible costs that Wojak did not see coming. It is October, 6 months after the purchase. Wojak wakes up on a Tuesday. His phone buzzes on the nightstand. Insurance notification. His premium went up $43 a month. No accident, no ticket. His zip code got reclassified because catalytic converter theft spiked in his area. Every person in that zip code pays more now. Wojak stares at the ceiling. The water stain looks like a dollar sign. He is not sure if it always looked like that or if his brain is starting to see money problems in everything. This is what Pepperoni calls the invisible army. The loan payment is the soldier you see. The invisible army is everything marching behind it. And there is a trick the dealership used on Wojak that has a name, and once you learn it, you will see it everywhere. It is called payment packing. The finance manager takes your agreed monthly payment and stuffs extras into it like a magician stuffing scarves into a hat. Wojak agreed to $734. But then the finance office added the extended warranty, $771, then gap coverage, $809, then tire and wheel protection, $842. Each add-on was just $30 or $40 more, but $37 a month for 72 months is $2,664. Times 3 add-ons, Wojak is paying an extra $6,480 in products that cost the dealer a combined total of roughly $300. Nobody showed Wojak a piece of paper that said, "You are about to spend $6,480 extra dollars." They just said, 37 more a month. And Wojak's brain, which is terrible at multiplying small numbers by large time periods, said, "Sure, Pepperoni knows this trick intimately, because he fell for it once." Years ago, when he was a young frog in a cheap suit with no pepperoni sombrero, he bought a used Nissan Altima, and the finance office talked him into 3 products he never needed. He paid $5,200 over the life of the loan for items that cost the dealer $300. That was the last time anyone sold Pepperoni, a product he did not calculate himself. That moment created him. The sombrero came later. The spreadsheet came first. Bonk Hooligan, meanwhile, just discovered something that makes his left eye twitch. His Cybertruck, the one he rolled $8,000 of negative equity into, has a safety recall, rear steering actuator. The nearest Tesla service center is 47 miles away, 3-week wait. The car sits in his driveway, screen glowing the Tesla logo at nobody, while Bonk takes Ubers to work. $41 a day, $861, over 3 weeks for a car he is still making payments on. He squeezes his baseball bat. Knuckles crack, but you cannot hit depreciation with a bat. You cannot smash your way out of negative equity. Some enemies are patient and invisible, and they always win. Bonk is now on his 4th car in 3 years. He owes $14,000 more than the Cybertruck is worth. His monthly payment is $1,109. His finger hovers over the dealer's number because the new Rivian looks incredible online. For 1 second, something flickers behind his eyes. Hesitation. A micro-pause that has never happened before. Then he taps the number. The flicker dies. Bonk never learns. That is his tragedy and his function. But let us leave Bonk there, phone to his ear, and go back to where this story started. Because it is April 2027 now, 1 year later. And Wojak Hamster just walked into the same dealership, same fluorescent lights, same carpet cleaner smell. But this time, nobody offers him coffee. Wojak is not here to buy. He is here to beg. The Ram needs a new transmission. The warranty covers it partially, but Wojak missed one scheduled service by 2 weeks and the dealer flagged it. Out-of-pocket cost, $3,200. Wojak has $312 in his checking account and a bag of buckwheat in his back pocket. The check engine light has been glowing orange on his dashboard for 11 days, like a tiny sunset made of debt. He sits in the same finance office chair he sat in a year ago. It feels harder now. The room feels smaller. The salesman who sold him the truck walks past the glass door without making eye contact. By the end of year one, the Ram is worth roughly $39,000. Wojak owes $51,000 because the first year of a 72-month loan is almost entirely interest. He is $12,000 underwater. If he tried to sell the truck right now, he would need to write a check for $12,000 just to walk away. That is not an investment. That is a financial hostage situation. And the hostage just realized he is wearing the chains. El Pepperoni drives past the dealership at that exact moment. Camry humming. Seat cover slightly wrinkled. Air conditioning clicking. His phone buzzes, a notification from his brokerage app. His portfolio just crossed $200,000. He does not celebrate, does not post it, does not even smile. He takes a sip of his espresso, adjusts the sombrero in the rearview mirror, and keeps driving. $200,000 built quietly, month by month, $964 at a time, while Wojak built a shrine to depreciation in his parking spot. Same salary, same company, same Tuesday morning meetings. The difference is not talent, not luck, not some secret rich person trick. The difference is that one of them calculated the showroom smell tax and the other one paid it without ever knowing it had a name. Doge Papa would say something about this if anyone asked. But nobody asks Doge Papa anymore. He is sitting in his living room in his huddle cardigan, sipping green tea, watching the circus through his window. He bought his car in 2019, a Honda Accord, cash. It has 147,000 miles and runs like a sewing machine. When Wojak once asked him why he does not buy something nicer, Doge Papa set down his tea, looked Wojak dead in the eyes, and said, "Much simple. Car go down, index fund go up. Very math. Wow." Then he went back to his tea. His brokerage account has 7 figures. His car cost him $14,000 6 years ago. There is a lesson screaming from that contrast, but Wojak was too busy polishing his Ram to hear it. He hears it now, sitting in that dealership chair, staring at a repair bill he cannot pay for a truck that is worth less than he owes, in a finance office that smells like the same carpet cleaner from a year ago. He hears it now. The system is not broken. It was built this way. Dealerships, banks, insurance companies, and warranty providers all eat from the same plate, and that plate is your paycheck. But now you know the rules. Now you have seen the math. Now you have a name for the tax you have been paying your entire driving life. The showroom smell tax. Stop paying it. Become your dealership's worst nightmare. Become the customer who walks in with cash for a 3-year-old Camry and walks out owning it free and clear. Become the person your bank calls a deadbeat because they cannot extract a single dollar of interest from you. Wear that word like El Pepperoni wears his sombrero. With pride, with math, and with a portfolio that grows while you sleep. If this video changed how you see your car payment, subscribe and hit the bell. Every week, we dissect another trap the system built for Wojak and show you how El Pepperoni walks right past it. Drop a comment. What is your showroom smell tax? Run the numbers tonight. I read every single one. Your move.